Hey everybody, it's Patrick Grosser with Fathom Realty. This is your Cincinnati real estate market news for January 2021. This week we're going to take a look at the numbers for this month compared to the numbers in January of 2020 to see how we measure up. Before we jump into the numbers, I want to share with you one of the common problems that we have with real estate transactions in this hot seller's market. Many times buyers and sellers don't agree on the repairs that need to be done before closing after the inspection is done. So although most transactions that go under contract do close, most of the ones that don't close actually fall apart during the first couple weeks during the inspection contingency. I'll explain at the end of this video why that happens so often and how, as a buyer or a seller, you can prevent this from happening so you can get to the closing table. Compared to January of last year, the numbers for January of this year were down 11% for new listings. With inventory already low, that's very discouraging to hear for buyers, and of course it's also good news for sellers. Closings are up over 11% though, which is good news for everybody that there's more activity this year than there was this time last year in the market. Average sale price, again, good news for sellers and a challenge for buyers. Average sale price this year in January compared to last year in January is up over 14%. So we're seeing still a huge increase in home values that has continued every single week, every month for the last year. Average days on market is down almost 48%. Again, that's great news for sellers, and it's difficult for buyers because homes are being snatched up very quickly. So our average days on market for this month was only 22 days. Certainly there are many properties that are being snatched up before that, but that's just an average. Overall inventory has not changed very much. It actually has ticked up slightly. It's at 2.02 months of inventory, but we're still sitting at about 2 months of inventory, which is about 4 months short of what we would need for the market to be in equilibrium, which means that buyers and sellers are on an equal playing field. One of the biggest challenges that both buyers and sellers face in this current market is the negotiation of repairs after the inspection. Many contracts are terminating because buyers and sellers simply can't agree on the repairs that are going to be done before closing. So the question is, with the market being so hot, why do we have so many deals falling apart? Why does this keep happening? Well, it makes sense if you kind of walk through the seller's expectations and also the buyer's expectations, and you'll see that they're very far apart from each other. First of all, the sellers are typically getting top dollar, sometimes over list price, and sometimes they're getting multiple offers. So they feel like they're in a position where they don't need to negotiate on the condition of the home. They could probably sell this house to anybody in the current condition. At least that's what they're thinking. What they don't understand is the buyer's perspective, which is they're paying top dollar for this house, so they want top-notch quality. Why would they pay over list price if they're going to have to inherit all of these repairs that they're going to have to pay for after they move in as well? So the buyer's expectations are very high in terms of the quality of the home, and the seller's expectations are very high in terms of their negotiating position. So this is why we see so many deals fall through, simply because the buyers and the sellers are so far apart on their expectations. The question becomes, how do we bridge this gap as buyers and sellers with the intention that we're going to close a transaction? Of course, it's costly to buyers and sellers to terminate the transaction and to try to find either another buyer if you're a seller, or to find another home to buy if you're a buyer. When you're negotiating the buyer's repair requests as the seller, you want to make sure that you take care of the repairs that are most important to the buyer, that are considered material defects or major concerns with the home that they would want addressed before closing. Some of these would include any safety issues, possibly with electrical or structural issues, any leakage in the plumbing or the roof, any defects with the heating or cooling system, any termite damage that there may be in the home, or any radon levels that may be deemed unsafe. So there are other major concerns that could pop up, but these are some of the most common ones. You do want to avoid agreeing to repairing anything that might be considered a cosmetic defect, which would be maybe a cracked window pane or a failed window seal or a cracked driveway or sidewalks or landscape grading, or some of these other issues that the buyer would really consider maybe a minor issue. They may be asking for it to see if they can get it, but they would be willing to move forward without those repairs being done. The best thing to do is to seek professional advice on this. Every case is completely different, so it's definitely a case-by-case basis how you should proceed. If you'd like more information on that, if you think I can help, go ahead and click the seller's link. I promise you there's nothing being sold there. I'm not going to call you and bug you to list your home. It's just going to ask you a few qualifying questions to see if I can actually help you and let you tell me the best way to get in touch with you to continue this discussion a little further. If you're requesting repairs after your inspection as a buyer, it's important to keep in mind to limit your repair requests to what we consider material defects, or in layman's terms, major concerns. Some examples of this would be safety issues with the electrical or the structure of the house. It could be leaks in the plumbing or in the roofing system. It could be defects with the heating and cooling. It could also be termite damage that needs repair and treatment, or even radon levels that are deemed unsafe. You want to try to avoid asking for too many cosmetic defects, things like cracked window panes, failed window seals, cracked sidewalks, incorrect sloping with the landscaping. These are some minor concerns that could be addressed after you move in that you don't absolutely need in order to be safe and enjoy the home. So you can ask for a few of these, but don't ask for too many to upset the seller and potentially risk their willingness to actually take care of the major concerns or the material defects that you need done before closing and before moving into the home. Of course, every situation is different. I recommend getting professional advice on a case-by-case basis on how to proceed based on the results of your inspection, what repairs to ask for, so you can get those done by the seller so you can be comfortable with the house, but that you don't upset the seller and lose the deal and have to go back on the market to try to find a new home, because you know in this market how difficult that is to find your home and also to win, because you may be in a multiple offer situation. If you'd like some guidance on that, some advice from me, if you think I can help, click the buyer's link. I promise there's nothing being sold there. I'm not going to call you and bug you to try to represent you on buying your next house. It's just designed to get some general information from you to see if I actually can help you and to walk through your particular situation, give you some recommendations on how you can proceed. If this information was helpful to you guys, click the like button or comment and let me know what you think. If you'd like to receive this information in the future, I do market news every Friday. I do buyer and seller tips every Tuesday. So go ahead and like the business page, follow, turn on notifications, even subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you can keep in touch with the market, what's going on, and how you can win either as a buyer or a seller regardless of the market conditions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.